How was your time in the scary house?
Okay, so in the movie, my character is kind of like a scaredy cat and he does not want to be there. That very much applies to my own life. I would have skipped work that day. You cannot pay me to go to a seance. Like, why would I do that? I don't want to disrespect the spirits. They've been there longer than me. They're probably like 100 years old, girl. They're tired. I don't want to mess with it. So it was interesting.
I gotta say, throughout the whole movie, your reactions were absolutely my favorite because
Thank you.
so many of them were just, nope.
Exactly.
That was the most realistic reaction I think I could have expected from anybody.
Thank you.
And just immediately running to the door and being like, why is it locked?
I'm always so shook when I watch movies. I'm like, they're all so calm. I am crashing out.
There was no calm the entire time and it played perfectly.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
What was a favorite memory of the filming that you had?
Oh, so the scene where Bill Moseley's head is rolling towards me, that's kind of crazy. Like, who gets to say they have like a render of Bill Moseley, animatronic render of Bill's head rolling towards them? Like, that's like a new core memory. It's kind of iconic.
You actually just answered a question that my husband and I had. We were watching it and we were like, is it him? I think it's him.
It's Bill's head.
It might be head. It looks like Bill.
It's a mold of Bill's head with a wig.
It's terrifying. You pulled it off phenomenally.
Thank you.
I appreciate the normal reactions of I don't want to be here.
Thank you. You get me, and I appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much for speaking with me.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate you. That's fun.
All right.
I'm Britley.
Hey, Olivier.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So how was your time in the house?
Spooky. It was very creepy. There were spooky dolls, squeaky wooden floors. The air was thick and dark. So it was definitely traumatic, but I lived. So yeah.
How was it doing the character as a character sort of movie in a movie scenario?
You know, it was definitely weird. You're like very meta, making a movie within a movie. But I was serious. You know, I really was trying to act like I was directing the thing. You know, because basically I play Jasper, who's a low-level production assistant, and essentially I'm filming behind the scenes like a documentary within the film. So I was, you know, trying to get all the angles and really, I was just like committed, you know, so yeah.
There was a lot of scenes where even in the background, above all the other characters, you could see you with the camera, you know, kind of moving around, like you're always in motion throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And how was it working with everybody?
Oh, I mean, honestly, we meshed super well. I mean, I hope it translated on screen, you know, like all of us were super friendly and just cracking jokes and stuff. So I think like having that dynamic with everybody just made it really easy to get into. And then, yeah, I worked with Bill Moseley, Lin Shaye. I mean, they're horror icons. So it was incredible. Yeah.
Is horror sort of a genre you can see yourself acting in going forward?
Oh, yeah.
Is that like a...
Yeah, see, I feel like horror, like it has a bit of everything in it, you know? It's like you got the laughs, you got your crying, you're terrified. Like it just really runs the whole gamut of emotions. So I love the genre because I feel like it has a bit for everybody. If that makes sense.
It does. Well, thank you very much for speaking with me today.
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
You as well.
Was the outfit that your character was wearing that you went full goth queen?
Yes.
And then I wanted to know if that was a real thing that you enjoyed. And then here you are again, absolute goth queen. And
thank you.
Is horror and everything that comes along with that, is that something that you've always enjoyed or have more recently kind of, you know, been thrown at you with the house and everything?
Yeah. Horror is something I've loved ever since I was a child. I've always been fascinated by oddities and spirituality. I'm all tatted up. I am a Scorpio. I love wearing black. I love horror films. I love rock music. I'm all over that. The outfit in the film, half of it belonged to me. So the cape in that film came out of my closet. I do have black capes sitting at home waiting for me to wear in movies. I absolutely loved wearing what I did. I think it definitely added to the development of my character. She's this grandiose diva. She's a star of the movie in her own right. So like it really helped me. It was kind of method for me. The one complaint I had is the heels I was wearing. They were beautiful. You barely even see them in the film. They were vintage. Hurt like hell. It was so hard for me to watch. And I had to watch 12-hour days. Shooting a movie is no easy feat. So my feet literally were in pain the entire film, but it was well worth it. It's a champagne problem. But yes, that's the one comment I have.
One of my favorite scenes of you, you can see the heels, and
Slay.
just one of the best reactions that you could have was you getting up, running away, just going, nope, and leaving the entire
So that was completely real. That wasn't even me acting. I didn't know what Lin was going to do in that moment. So they were getting my coverage from Lin's side, but she was on the other side scaring me different ways and different takes. And the one take, she got really, really close to me. And that was genuine. Me throwing my handbag up in the air. That was real. I wasn't trying. That wasn't rehearsed. That actually happened, and they used that take. Yeah, I loved it.
It was so honest. It was
Thank you, because it was true. It was real.
How was your time in the haunted house otherwise, you know, other than being scared unexpectedly by Lin Shaye?
Well, yes. So the home, I wasn't scared of the home, but it was truly haunted. I remember there was this one moment, there was a piano in the house, and I sat at the stool by the piano, and something told me to get up and walk away. I got chills, I got goosebumps, and I ran away. I was like, I cannot sit here. And I spoke to the owner of the home, and she goes and she shows me a photo on her iPhone of that very piano with a shadow figure with a tall hat sitting there. And she goes, yeah, that's his piano. He doesn't like people sitting there. I'm like, okay, great. So I gotta cleanse myself before I go home, because I just sat in the tall man's piano. Yeah, it was pretty scary. I definitely did some cleansing before I went home every night. But I'm not afraid of spirituality and the other side. I welcome it, and I respect it. And yeah, it wasn't scary.
Well, it definitely feels like you found your calling, your home, and this sort of film and everything, and it fits you very, very well.
Thank you.
I look forward to everything that you're doing in the future.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for talking to me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
So I got to ask, with your character for the grog, you know, is that your own inception, your own creation? Is it
Paul,
you in person?
Well, Paul had done a couple of my music videos early on for Kurt Deimer, the musician, the band, and we started talking about different movies because he's seen my movie coming out this fall, Hellbilly Hollow, where we have a horror duo, me and I'm Bull and my brother Tickles, who's the big guy. You'll see it when it's crazy, and I'm just a crazy. It's kind of it's a comedy, but there's a lot of kills in it, but we're just nuts. And he said, you don't have to change like into the Southern psycho like you are there, because that's great for that movie, but I want you to be the chill, calm dude that I'm with all the time as a friend. And that's the grog. That's my vision of the grog. You just happen to be a horror icon. I said, well, I can do that. And Lin's attached to it, and Bill Moseley. Now I can prove to you, you know, that Hellbilly Hollow is not a fluke, and I'll be the grog in here, and here we go. So,
was it fun for you to kind of be able to not really personify the grog, but to just bring yourself and be yourself in the movie?
Yeah, it was easy to be, because I know myself so well. My soul lives inside the grog's body, you know. So it was like, Kurt, just be you. Don't have to change it. But they let me and Bill and Lin ad-lib a lot. So a lot of what you see in the movie is just off the cuff between all of us, and I'm very good at that. And I just love playing myself, but also the fantasy that I've been in all these horror movies, because you'll see it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
At the end,
so many different,
all the posters, Babes in Grogland, and the Grog Father. I mean, let's bring some of those to life and film them like they're back from the 70s and 80s. Could be really cool. So I think the grog's just getting started in the horror genre, but it's I was just great that I could play myself, be the grog, and be able to incorporate my music and everything else all together. And now Kurt Deimer's the grog too. So
I did look at the credits and everything and saw that your music and stuff was like a major part of all of this.
I wrote the Scared to Death song you heard at the end. Paul and Eric said, we want you to write the song. And I just kind of took what my interpretation of is what went on in the house and rocked it out, you know, wrote that in about a day. And then in deep, when Lin gets out of the car and she's putting the joint out in her hand, that's a song it's number 32 right now in mainstream rock charts. It's been on the charts for 4 months. It's In Deep with me and Josh Todd from Buck Cherry, and it's such a cool song. And we're number one played in Orlando and all that on rock. So got that in there, and Live or Die off my first album, and So It Begins. So because we're either going to live or die in the house, I said put that in the van seat. So
There you go. So this was very much a large creative outlet for you in many different ways.
yeah, because I love creating for the fans. It's all about the fans. They can see, and I'm a real authentic person. I go out after every show. I sign autographs. I take pictures. Don't have to have a formal meet and greet. I'm just a everyday guy like everybody in the world. You, me, everybody. We're all human. And I think that comes across in my lyrics and even in the grog. He was just trying to help everybody survive that. And that's a lot like what I am in real life. So I'm all about helping people. The more you give, the more you get in life.
It was all very honest, and it was very evident. But I really enjoyed the movie, and I've enjoyed talking with you. Thank you for giving me your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So how was it engineering all of the effects going on in the haunted house?
It was awesome, actually. I work with Legacy Effects, and our responsibility was bringing the possessed severed head to life.
I've heard a lot about the severed head, and I just learned from you that it was Bill Moseley's head.
It was.
Was there like a full cast made of it?
We did a live cast, and then we also did a digital scan, which then had details sculpted back into it digitally. Because the cast wasn't necessarily in the perfect grimace, so they were able to digitally put him in the perfect grimace pose and then go from there.
And what was the trickiest part of kind of getting it to work in with the environment that was there?
The trickiest part about getting to work in the environment was actually the fact that it had to roll. We had to chase people around with it, and he had a long head of hair that we kept trying to find clever ways to deal with, but it just inevitably got tangled in anything we hooked the head up to.
There was just nothing to...
There was nothing to do about it. You just had to literally roll with it. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
So how was it putting all of this together? Finally kind of getting everything and putting such a fun idea into this like horror comedy genre. How was it directing was it your directorial debut?
No, that is film number 5 for me. Yeah, but the first horror. It was fun directing it. I bought a house like years ago, and the day before we moved in, they told me it was haunted, and I never saw a ghost in the house, but my kids and my wife did. So that it kind of came from that idea of believing is seeing rather than seeing is believing. That's kind of how the whole idea came about.
That premise. So repeated a couple of times your characters of that is the brain that believes, not the eyes, and kind of.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Like believing is seeing rather than seeing is believing, because I don't believe in ghosts, and I never saw a ghost, but the rest of the family and the kids do, and they saw it. So just that happened, and I would get up in the middle of the night and look in the mirror, brush my teeth, thinking I was going to see something, but I never did.
Just waiting, see if it was
just waiting and scaring myself, thinking I was going to, but then not. So that's the genesis of the idea came from that, of a bunch of non-believers kind of being convinced that something's going on. But even to the very end of the movie, some of them they don't understand what's happening to them, which makes it funny. That's part of the humor.
It seems very natural reactions from everybody, or sort of what you would expect. Sort of when you watch horror movies, sometimes you're like, nobody's going to do that.
Right. Yeah.
But a lot more of your film was legitimate, real reactions from people who thought they were being played the entire time.
And half the time they are being played, right? That's part of the conceit of the movie is halfway through you reveal that part of it is a prank, but then they don't really know the difference. That's kind of throws the audience to not really understand what's going on. And that was important. I think sometimes films tie too loose a bow, to everything. And we originally had that with our film. Lin's character, Max, was going to be a former child of the orphan. And, we had all these details, but in the end, it just wasn't important. It was more important just to create the suspense and the humor with with Lin's behavior and her performance, which is what really turned it into comedy. Because when I think of her, I think of There's Something About Mary and Kingpin. I mean, I love the Insidious franchise, but I see her more comedic, which is why we leaned that way with the film.
And it did beautifully.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you
Oh,
very
awesome.
much.
Thank you so much.